With the start of Fortnite Season X, we've all seen the return of the OG, Dusty Depot, factories, and of course we've definitely all seen the giant brute robots roaming around the map. However, what you probably haven't seen is tons of changes across the map, hidden in the battle pass, and even more things right under our nose that Epic have hidden in Season X that you guys have missed that I'm gonna tell you about. Seeing Dusty Depot back on the map is amazing, but if you want more OG spots to return, hit that like button within the next 10 seconds. Let Epic know that we want more OG spots in Season X, and I've got some things that could hint that that's gonna be happening. If you're not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're powering towards 17 million subscribers, and all the latest news, secrets, and gameplay will be right here on the channel, so make sure you're not missing out. Thank you to everyone picking up the Battle Pass using code ALIE. You guys are amazing. Without further ado, let's kick this off with 10 secrets that you've missed. Kicking it off with number 1, Dusty Depot. Now, I know we've all been talking about Dusty Depot. It is the biggest thing of Season X. However, have you noticed the fact that Dusty Depot isn't exactly the same as the OG Dusty Depot that we knew in Fortnite? If I showed you these two pictures, would it make it any more obvious? Have you seen it yet? Well, if you haven't, here's the answer. The Dusty Depot buildings are in a different order. The colors are not in the same spot, in the same position that they were when they were originally in the Fortnite map all the way back in Season 3. It seems everyone's missed this, but it's actually a far bigger deal than you realize. If this OG spot isn't quite exactly how it was back in the original Fortnite, what on earth is going on? It's worth noting that factories next to it as well, you can actually search some of the boxes and some of the actual placeable items around there. Basically, weird things are going on with all of the OG spots that have returned so far, leading me to believe that throughout the season, even more weird things are going to happen, especially to the spots that are OG. Number 2, the Meteor. Another super obvious thing that we've all spotted already. However, you can actually land on the Meteor. You can actually go inside and find chest spots as well. But if you look closely, you will have seen the visitor pod that was inside the Meteor. As we all know, throughout Season 4, we actually got the Meteor hit the map, the Meteor was basically extracted, and out came the visitor hiding in his pod, who ultimately came out, built the rocket, and that created a live event. However, with the whole time in Fortnite being completely messed up, rather than the visitor hitting the ground and escaping his pod, the Meteor's frozen in time and space in the sky, and he's already got it out and he's already on the move, which means the visitor is back, but where is he? Number 3, the brute robot. Another massive thing to come to Season X is, of course, the massive brute mech, which a lot of people aren't liking too much. I can't lie, it is very overpowered, but more importantly, the robot has a story to tell. If you take a look at the robot itself, it has a symbol on the robot, which actually matches the symbol of the second teaser that we were given for Season X. That teaser showed 2 symbols. On the left-hand side, it showed a symbol matching that of the visitor skin. And on the right-hand side, it shows a logo which matches the mech robot. But it also matches 2 new skins that have been added into the store since the start of Season X. And these guys are the mech controlling commanders. And it basically tells a story. This is obviously going to develop, and I'll keep you guys updated throughout the season. But these brute commanders and the robot themselves have come from another faction, no doubt from the same place that the visitor skin came from. And just as a Meteor came powering towards the map and the visitor arrived, you'll notice at the beginning of games, the brute robots actually fly in exactly the same, just like Meteors. They're essentially chasing the visitor, they want to capture him, and it is all a big storyline that's going to develop over the season. It's very exciting. All you need to know so far is that the brutes want to find the visitor, and the visitor is on the run. Number 4, if we go back to the leaked, trailer for the start of Season X, we got to see a load of awesome things. There's a lot of things hidden in there. I'm personally very excited for the return of the TAC SMG, this time with a legendary variant. Can't wait for that. But more importantly, the live events were all seen in different parts of the trailer as Jonesy went into the 0 point sphere and entered some mysterious time warp. Now, the really cool thing about this that many people haven't thought about is if we go all the way back to the live event in Season 4 where the visitor ultimately built the rocket and tried to escape the Fortnite map, or tried to basically destroyed Tilted, we'll know that he warped all over the place. He went somewhere, went back to the map. He kept on teleporting all over the place. Well, now we know where he went. After the rocket's very first disappearing act, where he vanished for a few seconds and then reappeared elsewhere in the map, we now know that he actually went into the 0 point with the rocket, as we can see him entering and then ultimately leaving in the trailer, which means the things within the 0 point and the things that happen all the way back in the live event in Season 4 are all interconnected, basically meaning that everything and all the live events are telling an ultimate giant story, and things are getting very crazy. For me, as someone that loves to look at the Fortnite story, it's awesome, and I can't wait to find out what's going to be happening. Number 5, the miniature robot. As we know, in the last season, Season 9, we got the massive robot versus Catus event where they battled it out and ultimately the robot won. But did you know that there's been a robot in the Fortnite map all the way since Season 1? It's a little bit of a fun Easter egg. He's made up of cars and he's not dangerous at all. He's just very cute. But ever since he sat there, he's changed poses every now and then. That's about it. However, at the beginning of Season X, he's taken inspiration from the giant robot that was built and has actually transformed all of his colors to match the colors of the robot design. He's even gone as far as to remove his left arm that was ultimately destroyed in the massive fight, and he's even holding a little stick to pretend it's a sword as well. It's a very cute Easter egg. There's actually a lot of these cute little Easter eggs dotted around the map, and I'm about to share with you guys even more of them. But first, number 6, atop of Viking Village, the snow is starting to melt. That's right, as I know at the moment we've only got the Dusty Depot and Factories area as an OG returning part of the map, but there's little subtle changes going on absolutely everywhere. People don't seem to be a massive fan of all the snow in the bottom left corner of the map. Essentially, the Fortnite map is built up of lots of different biomes, you could call it. We've got obviously the forest area, the more grassy area. We've got all of the futuristic areas, the snow areas. It's got all of its different themes, but with the snow starting to melt at Viking Village, it could potentially be a hint as to big changes coming to that area very soon. There are actually even more subtle changes around the map, which I'm building up a bigger video for you guys to let you know about more OG spots returning. As I said, make sure you subscribe for that. That video will be coming very soon. But next, number 7, the wooden chair. A bit like the robot, there's always been this little spot made of wood all the way back since the OG days of Fortnite. Originally it was a chair, it then changed to a sleigh, and it's changed many times throughout the seasons, but now it is back to its OG wooden chair. So technically you could call this a return of an OG spot. Not very big, but a small thing that I knew you guys would be interested in, and it's cool to see that back. Number 8, the monster bones. As we know, the monster was slayed. The sword still stays there inside his skull, but obviously with the start of Season 8, you can see all of the pink, red, colored flowers coming out of the monster bones. Now, the only thing that this links in with at the moment, which I have a huge theory based around, is the fact that if we go all the way back to Season 9 and take a look at the Fortnite image that Jonesy was drawing out on the wall, who ultimately told us about the robot versus monster event, you may have noticed that he was not only drawing in black colors, but also he had these pink colors all over his drawing. The only thing that has made sense and linked in with that so far is the pink that is currently growing and coming out of the monster bones in the middle of the map. No doubt that will start to infect even more of the map. It'd be awesome if the center point turned into like a really colorful pink area of the map. Talking about biomes, a colorful area would be awesome, and I think it's going to link in even more to that Fortnite image that we saw in the previous season, so stay tuned here as we see that develop throughout the season. Number 9, basically just loads of weird spots. Fortnite have added loads of weird little things around the map, which aren't huge, but they're just weird, honestly. Number 1 is one of the buildings actually in what is called Westworld. It doesn't have an official name, but it was filled with chairs in the previous season, now just filled with TVs. Maybe it'll be linked in with another challenge or mission, as they're called now, throughout Season X. On top of that, another little hut is guarded by gnomes, and then if you go inside it, there is giant, medium, and miniature gnomes that are also just sat there, like congregating together. The gnomes are actually really cool and one of the original Fortnite Easter eggs. If you did not know, every time you build a brick wall in Fortnite, there's a very slim chance, I don't know the exact numbers, probably like 1 in 10,000, that your brick wall will have a gnome placed inside of it. very easy to miss, but if you've never seen it, the Easter egg is still in the game, so do keep an eye out for it. It was one of my favorite things. If I ever spot it, even now, I always notice it because it's such a cool little thing to pop up. But yeah, a gnome house, and then also another house with just a giant teddy bear in there as well. All of these weird little spots may not mean anything, will probably be linked into future challenges in the season, but I thought it was worth telling you just because of how weird they are. And finally, number 10, the Battle Pass. As we know, the Battle Pass always gives us hints as to things to come within the Fortnite season. More importantly, actually linking in also with events that are going to be happening. Now, one of the biggest things which sticks out and doesn't need any decryption at all because it is so obvious, number 1, the double pump. An OG way of switching between 2 pump shotguns, and it was ridiculously overpowered because you could fire them twice as fast as you were meant to, and has ultimately been patched for quite a while now. But Fortnite have thrown in there a direct shout out to double pumping, potentially meaning it will return, potentially in a limited time mode maybe, so at least it's self-contained within a certain part of Fortnite. But Fortnite are definitely teasing us with that, but that's not all. As in the Battle Pass as well, as you may have seen in my Battle Pass video, if you haven't seen it already, check out all my Fortnite videos here on my channel. There is also a spray for the OG Tilted Towers. That is right, you can spray the OG Tilted Towers, let people know that you want it to return, let people know that you liked it. And actually, talking of Tilted Towers, it is definitely going to be getting a transformation throughout this season and turning into not necessarily the OG Tilted Towers, but a new version of Tilted. And as I said earlier on in the video, I'm compiling a whole list of OG spots, new spots, and massive map changes that are going to be coming very soon throughout this season that you do not want to miss, so make sure you subscribe. That's our top 10 list, guys. If there was anything on this list that you did not know of, I think it's going to be deserving of a like rating. We've been hitting 100,000 likes recently, which is insane. If you've missed any of the videos on screen here, make sure you check them out, including an unreleased gun that I got to use early. Thank you guys so much for watching. There's so much more to come in Fortnite Season X. I cannot wait. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.